The towns in South Carolina truly defy the idea that the United States of America is a new country. Some of the settlements here date back well into the 18th century. They are playgrounds for anybody with an eye for architecture and a heart ready for history. There are old Deep South plantations, former getaways for the well-to-do of yesteryear. This is the state where the first shots of the Civil War rang out. South Carolina is rich in the beginnings of the New World as well as modern America itself. In this video, we explore the most charming small towns in South Carolina. We've collected a list of the top charming small towns in South Carolina, so make sure to include them in your list if you're a visitor. At first in the list, number 1, Beaufort. Set on Port Royal Island, Beaufort is known not just for its beautiful coastal scenery, but also for its well-preserved early to mid-19th and late 18th century buildings. Accordingly, a full 304 acres of Beaufort has been designated as a National Historic Landmark. Included in this area is Beaufort's downtown, which features the ever-charming Old Point area, its heritage houses boasting upper and lower balconies drenched with greenery. Number 2, Georgetown, the third oldest town in South Carolina. Georgetown began life in 1526 as a Spanish colony. Next up were English colonists in 1670, who founded Charlestown. And in 1729, plans were drawn up for a city laid out on a grid system, what would become Georgetown. Today, that most historic part of town is awash with heritage buildings. You can even walk around one of these and get a feel for the past at the 18th century Kaminsky House Museum. It's got gallons of charm too. Older neighborhoods feature roads with oaks overarching them like tunnels. Number 3, Aiken. Dating back to 1835, the planned town of Aiken had, by the end of the 19th century, become a popular place for wealthy Northeasterners to spend their winters. You can spot this by driving or walking around the roads that wind through Aiken Winter Colony Historic District, but many of the grand 19th century mansions are behind tall gates and high hedges. You can also take a walk around Hitchcock Woods, 2,000+ acres of suburban forest. Tree-lined streets, plenty of charm, and well-equipped equestrian training facilities make it popular with horse riders, too. Number 4, Hilton Head Island. Hilton Head Island, more simply known as Hilton Head, is an interesting place to visit. From a Disney Vacation Club resort and gated communities to a stunning array of wildlife including dolphins, loggerhead sea turtles, and manatees, there's a lot going on here. Head to Harbortown Lighthouse, where each level is dedicated to a different point in South Carolina's history, to get your facts straight on the state. Elsewhere, the Coastal Discovery Museum is a great place to learn more about the biodiversity of the area. Number 5, Newberry. Since Newberry was founded as early as the 1750s and is the county seat of Newberry County, there are a whole lot of historic buildings to explore in this town. Whole portions of this town are registered as historic districts, including handsome old homes on Caldwell Street and Harrington Street. You'll also find the early 19th century Frederick Nance House, a plantation which features a rare, surviving example of slave quarters. Even the beautiful Little Wells Japanese garden dates back to 1930. Number 6, Edisto Beach. This is one of the most affluent communities in South Carolina, thanks to its position as a bedroom community for commuters to nearby Charleston. At the same time, Edisto Beach is also a charming coastal vacation destination. Settled by Spanish colonists in the late 16th century, Edisto Beach grew from there. Today, there's a lot on offer. For a start, you could head to Edisto Beach State Park for hiking and camping. The area boasts the South Carolina's longest system of accessible walking and biking trails for differently abled people. Number 7, Landrum. Homesteaders settled the area around Landrum as early as 1760. But it wasn't until the late 19th century that things took off in this picturesque town. Today, quaint is most definitely the word. Landrum is filled with little eateries, quirky shops, and antique stores, like the Millstone Gallery, that make visiting this town a trip for those who love to browse and wander. But it isn't all town-based. Head out of Landrum and you'll be rewarded at the Chestnut Ridge Heritage Preserve, which features a few challenging hiking trails. Number 8. Abbeville. Mansions, houses, and even an opera house make up the 528 buildings that comprise the Abbeville Historic District. This is a collection of impressive buildings, most of them dating back to the 19th century. It's a testament to the long history of Abbeville, which began life as a town founded by French Huguenots and was named after the French town of the same name. When you've had enough of looking at all the bricks and mortar, you can head southeast out of town into the Long Cane Scenic Area for a serene hike in some pretty woodlands. Number 9. Anderson. It's not just the historic buildings that pack a punch in Anderson. It's the people living here who have helped it gain the nickname, the friendliest town in America. In fact, it even won the All-America City Award in 2010 for its civic-minded citizens. And it isn't just individual buildings that make their way onto the National Historic Register. Whole districts of Anderson are full of architectural heritage. Stroll around Anderson College Historic District or Anderson Downtown Historic District, amongst others, and be awed. At last in the list, number 10, Walhalla. Set on land purchased by German settlers in 1849, the heritage of Walhalla is made clear in its name. It's the German form of Walhalla, a heavenly hall of slain warriors in Norse mythology. In its setting at the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, it's clear that the early settlers thought they had found a kingdom worthy of the gods. Walhalla is noted for its many waterfalls nearby, including Issaquena Falls and Yellow Branch Falls. History is rife in the area, too, as well as the spooky Stumphouse Tunnel, an incomplete railroad tunnel. You'll find the 1901 Walhalla Graded School, amongst other historic sites. To hear from you, what's your favorite, most charming small towns in South Carolina? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below. And don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.